Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are. My name is Sean Friedman. I'm going to give you a huge rundown in relation to Bandzoogle.com. I run my website, unbelievablebeats.com, which is right here. You scroll up through Bandzoogle.com. Bandzoogle is basically a website template. And also, very key, if you are interested in using Bandzoogle, there's a special link in the description of this video where you will receive 15% off your first year subscription dues. Okay, so now let's get right to it. I'm going to show you a lot of the features and functions of Bandzoogle, and I've been using this for around 10 years. I am going to follow along a little bit with the blog I had already wrote, just a tad, but I'm actually going to go over more than what's in the blog. But to reference the blog, please go to unbelievablebeats.com/blog. It's going to go over a lot of the stuff we go over now, but it's just another handy reference as well. So, back to Bandzoogle. So as soon as I signed in, this is basically what they call the home page area. And let me move this over just a tiny bit. That's better. So on the home page, it gives you a brief overview of your website. Recent activity down here is going to show some additions to my mailing list. I'm not going to scroll down because I want to keep their mailings private, or their email addresses private. They have a bunch of new features here which you can read about, and this is basically like their blog area and support area. Here's the Bandzoogle blog, here's the new features. So already you can see that they want to help you in any way, shape, or form, and that's another great thing about Bandzoogle is their support staff is top-notch. But moving right along, just want to give you a brief overview of that. And let me dive in here real quick for site visitors since I'm on this page. I'm going to go and click View Reports. I could have done the same thing over here with reports, but I'm just going to click right here. Let me touch on this just for probably under a minute real quick before we dive into all the features and functions of Bandzoogle. But this is very nice right here. They basically turned Google Analytics into like an easy way to see what's going on. This happened to be, looks like this is on a month range. I can keep it on a month. It's just to have more data for you. If I click by location, this is pretty cool. It shows around the whole Earth where most of the people, most of your site visitors came from. And when you zoom in and out, actually, I can drag with the hand and also zoom. But you can see UK and some areas of the US were pretty major the last month. You do have a rundown of visitor locations and also where your top links come from, and this is all through the Bandzoogle back end. So once you get more into running your own website and whatnot, these can be favorable or just information for you to use moving forward about who's coming to your site, why they're coming, when they're coming, how they're coming. Marketing goes on and on and on and on. Obviously, you get the idea. I can view 990 more locations. I'm not going to open that up, but as you can see, view all. It would have more information about links and cities. Page views is on here. Also, if you type in free beats on Google.com, I should be a top 3 or 4 result at this point, and that actually speaks to the user friendliness and crawling ability and just the way Bandzoogle develops their web pages. Google crawls it pretty good. I'm one of the top in the world right now for free beats. Not that you want to give away free beats. This could be a whole day conversation, but I have other mechanisms for kind of what I'm doing online and in my own personal journey with what's happening with me. Anyways, that's for a different day. You also have search terms. and you can see more. So this is pretty awesome. And of course, custom ranges. Let me just see yesterday. Okay. So average visit length over 3 minutes. That's not bad. I think overall, again, this is a different conversation. I haven't even touched on Bandzoogle's features yet. But obviously, I think this is okay. I mean, most people sometimes go to a website and they leave in 10 seconds. So I think that's a decent number, though I'm not going to delve into that too much. Okay, so on the blog, I first started talking about the text feature. So regarding your website, and here's my front end of the website. Let's just go to free beats, free downloads page, just to start. And I'll show you how this is actually set up through the back end, so you kind of see the front end and back end. Alright, so you would go to edit content. I mean, this is your best friend. You know, you control it yourself. Bam, click in here, I change something, it's done. And I kind of mentioned that in the blog. I mean, most people are pretty hip to it nowadays, but just you know, dealing with an outside or third-party person, you don't have as much control over your site. So I clicked edit content. So let me explain all this. You don't need to get overloaded with sensor overload. This is a different thing I'm not even on right now. There's a different editor. If you want to try it, you can. Again, Bandzoogle making it easy. If not, I'm just keeping it how it is now. And I'm not trying the new editor. I'm staying on their old way, basically. So now, edit content. I have, let me zoom out a little bit. So all your pages are on the left side column with what is published and what is not. I had a splash page here. It actually says unpublished, and it has the pages in my menu, which is home, music, beats, licensing store, free beats, free remixes, lyrical covers, my own songs, on and on and on. Those are the pages in the menu, and the menu is actually up top. As you can see, home, music, how to, apparel, blog, and about. That's all set up on the page I just showed you previously, and you can make them sub pages or main pages. Obviously, these 6 pages are sub pages of music. Otherwise, you can just keep it a main page if there is no sub page. So this blog is just a blog, there's nothing underneath it. Just a little short tidbit there. Now let me get into the free beats like we talked about to show you what it looks like on the back end. So the text feature I keep mentioning, and I'm going to get into that right now. Outstanding hip-hop instrumentals and beats for free download. So this whole paragraph, let's take a look at how this looks on the free beats page. It's a text feature. So I went to my free beats page, and let me scroll down for 1 second here. Zoom out a little bit. Here's the whole page, just to give you a brief overview. And the real website is right here. Looks similar. So it's pretty much like the nuts and bolts behind. So I'm going to click on the text feature. Let me go back over here to see what's going on. I'm not sure what that iframe is. Oh, it's just an ad. What did I do here? Oh, okay. So I work with Amazon. So, a couple things I just touched on, which we can talk about for a couple days, or I'm going to make it short and sweet, of course. With HTML codes, which is actually this, and text. So let me go back. So this I made a little bigger and bold. I think it helps Google crawl the site a little bit, or just as well as the actual user on the site. You know, you can highlight or make bold certain words. Again, I'm not going to go too much into SEO tactics, but my page for free beats is obviously top in the world, so proof is in the pudding, basically. Funky fresh instrumentals, we put instrumentals as bold. Now these words here also are pretty unique, I know that. you know, your first vocal impression seemed like a last kiss goodbye. This particular page I did work on with my friend, but he's a very creative guy. So any unique type of things that you want, any unique descriptions of what your site's about is always good, no matter what, because it makes you stand out a little bit with Google, and gives you a little personality while you're at it as well. This is actually an advertisement. I work with Amazon Associates. This is part of I'm basically like a music publishing mixed with affiliate marketing, but I'm only working with affiliate marketing on just a couple of companies, which is basically just Amazon and like one other one, and that's basically it. Because they're obviously, Amazon's a huge company, so I'm getting started with them. So this is an ad. I was able to do this through the text feature. So this text feature, you have a lot of different capabilities for sure. Any word you could actually link. If I wanted to say Funky Fresh Instrumentals and link it somewhere, I'm going to go ahead and click link. So if I happen to want to link that word for whatever reason, I mean, there's a million reasons for who you are and what your journey is for music. And also, this doesn't have to be a music site. This could be any site that's selling something, which we'll go on to later. Instrumentals. Now, where do you want to link this? External page, one of my pages, a file, so people could actually, it would just download through their browser. You could actually link it to an email address. You can link it to an album or a track, which gets obviously a little further down in the creation of your website. But obviously Bandzoogle offers music streaming and album download and merchandise and the whole 9 yards. But that's really cool. You would put the URL you wanted to open right in here, whatever you're doing, wherever you're sending them, and you can say if you're opening in a new window or not. And then you would click OK. And you can do the same thing with adding these links on images. Basically anything you can add a link to. It's pretty cool. And I'll show you how I did all that as we move further along in this tutorial. So I just canceled that out. Just wanted to show you this text. So yeah, all I did there, that was just collide head-on with audible treats. So this is all text, even though this is a Amazon link. It's still text, and this is still text. So all that was just the text. You could also insert images into a text. If I wanted to do that within the text, see this has an add image little thing just popped up. You could actually add in a video if you had a video saved on your computer of some sort, probably MP4 type of file or something that's already saved completely, that is a compressed and ready to stream video. You could add them here. YouTube is something a tad different. We'll go over that as well. There's a table, insert horizontal line, remove format. I think that's basically like an undo of sorts, even though undos are actually over here. You have a bulleted list, you have a numbered list, and then you've seen these since the beginning of time with alignment. You have bold, italic, and text color, and then size. Obviously this is a tiny bit larger than this over here. So that basically does it, I think, for the text function for right now, at least. I'll probably we'll look at the text again, because I'm sure other features come up. But still, I'm still on the free beats free download page. FL Studio cookbook link. Okay, so now just looking at this, I know what I'm going to touch on. I'm going to touch on the actual layout of your website, like how this is positioned. Like this isn't half and half, like taking up one half of the page, and then this is not taking up one half of the page. This is more like, it's like a sidebar almost. Like this area on the right is like a sidebar, and I'll show you how I did that, and I'll show you how I set up this link. So back to my back end Bandzoogle, I'm on update text. That was just that one area. When you're working with the back end, you always want to use their own little buttons. Like I'm not using a back button in the browser. I'm going to use Bandzoogle's back because I've got Bandzoogle's back. There we go. Okay, looks like I did use a text feature right above the image feature, probably just because the way I wanted it laid out. You can always use a text feature even if it's blank because it like it like makes a little like basically like a new paragraph or just like a little indentation when you need space between two features. So just a little tip and trick. Let me just click on it though. I'm gonna go back real quick because I forgot to mention the formatting that I just mentioned about how the site looks. See, this is the sidebar because of this right here. And Bandzoogle offers this. You can do this multiple times just on one page. So look, this looks pretty big. Basically like looks like 2/3 a page, and then like just 1/3 is on the right. You can do it the opposite way here. You can have it even right here. Full page standards, the first one, and then lastly is just 3 columns, which it's actually on my home page. I could show you that real quick and then come back, but I'm not going to. I think you get the idea there. So there was the first text. All it wrote was this FL Studio Cookbook link, probably because the image wouldn't allow me to put it up there. I'm just guessing the image feature. Let's just go take a look. Okay, so the image feature, you can upload an image and then pick the size, large, medium, small, or original. You can caption it. Let's see if I did. Yeah, I did down here, how to produce music from the ground up using FL Studio software. But it's not a link. And then, since it didn't give me an option to put something on the top, I had the text feature for this. And then finally, this is the link that we kind of went over. Even though we talked about the text feature, this part's like, it operates the same way. There's the caption. So external page, I'm linking them to the book I wrote and open in a new window. And if I wanted to, I could actually change that image. Let me just bring this up so you can see. I'm going to show you basically everything I can so you can see how easy Bandzoogle is. Choose the image. Now, this is previously done, but I can change it once your link is already set up. So that's actually pretty handy because if I have a better image or I want to change the image or change my approach for what I'm doing, I can put in a new image. My images, I get to pick and choose. These are ones I've already uploaded. Bandzoogle actually gives you stock photos. These are pretty nice. I need to actually look into this more. I don't really use a single one of these, but wow. It's another good service. Possibilities are endless, obviously. Same thing as before, I'm linking the book. So let me get back on here. So if someone were to click this, it's gonna open up in a new window, which it just did. And here's my book. So alright, still on the free beats page, scrolling on down. Super savings on studio headphones. Looks like I'm working with Amazon again on that one. I mean, obviously. Alright, but at least I can show you a different feature. I mean, there's more than one ways to get to the end result. It just depends on your own preferences and needs. But HTML code, in this particular case, I had a code from Amazon, and then like the code was like the image all in one, basically. Just in that case, sometimes it's not like that. If you're linking somewhere else, sometimes you can just use an image feature and go somewhere else, or whatever you want to do. But HTML code is just a separate feature by himself. Moving a little further down on the free beats page from Unbelievable Beats. So now this part is even for these two streaming areas. This is more about the promo. Obviously, same link as in the description of this video. 15% off your first year subscription, or by clicking here. I'm sure you probably know what this is. I'm gonna assume this is text. but I might have used an image. I think this is all text, but let's take a quick look before we get to the streaming player part. Yeah, it's text. Promo. Build a site like mine or better. Or by clicking below. That's all I did for the text. I don't see the that's why I didn't see it. So yeah, I didn't put that image in the text, but I put it right underneath and then linked it, and on the front end, see, you see it right here. So this is a music player, I believe. Let's take a look. Yeah, music. So here's the function. And where do you get all these functions? Now that I'm getting we're getting pretty deep into it. So all these options before I even get into the streaming, and this will help you kind of get another rundown of Bandzoogle. Add feature. So you select the feature you want to add, and then you just drop it where you want to add it. So basic features, a title is this T. You have text like we've already talked about. Image that can link. You have a quote. I actually have this on the site, which I'll show you. Video you can use this way. A lot of different ways for videos. It says embed, YouTube or Vimeo. You can do a photo gallery. You can do a blog. Events. This is more for people that perform out, obviously. My sites. This is actually something on my home page. If you just go to unbelievablebeats.com home, you'll see on the top there's a bunch of sites on there. Call to action header, not supported by current theme. So if I had a different theme, and this is a whole nother topic, looks like they have a call to action header for certain themes, so that's cool. My sites again. Site-wide player. This is something on the very bottom of the page, real quick. Look on the very bottom here, it says instinct retrieval. That's like on every single page, which people can just press play if they want to. I have a guest book page. You do have the ability for forum. Now selling things, you have a store, donation, or music. Store is more like physical products basically. T-shirts, wristbands, physical CDs, anything physical basically I would assume possibly could be a PDF or other maybe any like electronic, but like something you're downloading, like a tangible something. Music is for actually let me I take back what I said about album, because you can sell albums. I think you can do both. But the player one is more like streaming and listing, and there's a whole gang of options with inside of it as well. But I have the store for t-shirts on my site and apparel. Custom form, basically it's like a contact you type of thing which you can customize. Sign up for a mailing list. Ask your visitors about a poll. Now dealing with external sites, Bandzoogle is always improving and working with other partners, but they're always looking out for all the musicians of their site or who's ever using Bandzoogle. So Instagram, Twitter, that looks pretty professional when it's done right with the right colors. Obviously like a Twitter feed, Bandcamp, Topspin, Bands in Town, Pledge, Gig Salad, and Airbit. Yeah, this was the newer one. It used to be previously my Flash store. So they just make it easier for like a turnkey system between Bandzoogle and Airbit. You can have a bunch of files they can download, embed a flash player, and a hit counter. I actually have a hit counter, I think, on my homepage. We're going to go over most of these. I just wanted to show you what would happen if you wanted to add something to your site, how easy it is. And we're also going to go over title and settings as well. That's more of like a global feature for a page. And I know I'm talking about a lot of things, but bear with me because I'm going to go through a lot of stuff. So if I wanted the quote or whatever I wanted, whatever I would be clicking, if I click quote, then it says select area where I want to add to my, select the area where I want my quote, and now wherever there's a plus sign, I can just plop it down. I wanted the quote here, I would plop it down right here and then fill it out. And then this is just their little quote feature. Very simple feature, but kind of cool. I'm hitting back. Took me to the top of the page. Here's the quote. You could move it once it's somewhere, so you know you don't really lose a lot of work when dealing with this, because I could just move it if needed. If not, X. Remove it from my page. Remove. It's gone. Alright, picking up where I left off at the music streaming. Here is the actual music feature. Alright, this is my track list. I mean, obviously I'm uploading MP3s here most of the time. They allow for WAV files as well. But let's look globally at the music function. Track list, 108 tracks I have here. So I have the track list, as you've seen right here. These are both track lists. You have a music player option as well. It's just a little compact player, not as much long text like this. It's very different, but you would just check that out if you want to see the difference. Playback type, start automatically, shuffle tracks, loop when completed. I'm going to say no, so it goes to the next track. I didn't realize that was like that. So I actually just changed something I didn't realize I was going to change, but good real world example. We're in here already. Discount codes. So once you're getting into high level promotions and whatnot, you can add a discount code, pretty handy. Payment settings. They work with PayPal. I already have that account set up. Thank you for your order. You can customize this, that's pretty nice. Transaction history shows like everything like downloaded and bought and whatnot on your site. So that is it's like a high level like archive of all your history. I'm not going to go in there. Download codes. See, this is pretty high level once you get into your fans and whatnot. Email a download. This is just a handy thing instead of like attaching in an email perhaps. If I add an email in here, then I pick what track I want to send them and I send them. So that's pretty handy. So up back to track lists, we just went over these kind of global settings. So filthy free email. So as you can see, this has a little different setting. Let me just go into one track because they're all the same. They're all the same in regards to the features you could change. Track name filthy artist. You can have this in there or not. Let's see how this looks. Filthy. Didn't really say much there. I was trying to see if it said something when it was when I hovered. This is up to you if you want to fill this in. So I sometimes put unbelievablebeats.com there, sometimes not. There's the MP3 I had already uploaded. You have a preview clip for each track. If you're the type that wants to kind of protect more, or you have any worries, you can go whatever times you want, like 40 to 50, 20 to 1 minute. Basically whatever threshold you want there. I'm going just the full length on this particular area. Allow download or sale. No, I mean you could just straight stream it. You don't have to have that download or sale. Download type free, and this is I touched on this in the blog. So when they click that button, they got some options here. Like when they click free, well, it says free already, but it could say a price. Obviously, if I was using a price, here we go. Free. Okay, require email address. This is pretty crucial because you can gain email subscribers on your mailing list when you require the email address to download the track. And Bandzoogle makes that a turnkey system as well because they just get added to your mailing list, which I will go over soon as well. Require a member login. That means they'd have to actually join your site. Another way to actually get them on your mailing list automatically. I don't really require that because I'm not at that point yet. Paid fixed price. You can put your price there, say if it's on sale, or fans set the price and you have a minimum price. If you're working with distribution or a label of whatnot, you could put this in here, ISRC, just as an option. Track notes. I mean, you have ability for to add more text. Like, this would actually help Google crawl your site even more. I mean, anywhere you can put text, you should. This is a bad example, but I probably had a thought to like say about the instruments and whatnot and what was used. Pretty lame to just say FL Studio, but you do have the option for track notes is the point. Again, you have an option for this. I could put lyrics on my original songs. I could go in there and do it. The ID3 tags, if you use an MP3 type of formatting software, you leave them as they are if it's already embedded on your own computer and you have that all worked out. If not, then Bandzoogle can automatically generate for you. And then when shared, when pressing that share button, how do you want it to behave when shared? You have control over all that. So just, I mean, that's one song. So and on all these, free. I mean, this is all free, but this is a way I actually build my mailing address. I'm going to share this with you for the idea I had, which is, I think it's pretty much working. So for free beats, alright, they're coming, okay, let's just say a person comes to the free beats page, and then at the top of the list, at the top of the music player list, you know, just straight up free, like they can just do that, like it'll just download. But now, like, see on the fourth one, it needs the email. I just didn't want to say like, oh, needs email, because they might actually leave your website. So give them a couple things at least, real quick. So now all this is still free. Bear with me because I'm going to show you what I did. So now around 14, track 14. See now I have a little chunk where it needs the email. And then again, from 24, looks like it's straight up free. Then BS Beam Scary, looks like I want the email. So I kind of did like back and forth kind of tactic through the list. And it seems to be working out for me. So here I am again, where we just talked about, same list, but let's see, BS Beam 34, BS Beam Scary 34, so watch what happens here. If I were pretending to be like a user free, alright, I want BS Beam Scary. So there, this is what happens. So a user would fill in their email, johndoe@gmail.com. If John Doe wanted that, he would send it, and then he actually joins my email list. It says that here though too. It says it right in here. I'm not sure if you can see that. You'll also join the mailing list for unbelievablebeats.com, but you can cancel at any time. This does lead into the mass mailing feature that Bandzoogle offers, because there's a tiny unsubscribe button. Obviously, I'm going a little deep into the site when I'm mentioning mass emails, but yes, bear with me, we are going to review that in this video as well. So that basically breaks down the music player part regarding my site and the options. For the free beats page only, there is something I did here for global heatwave. I mean, same kind of idea as what we already talked about, but I wanted to touch on the album download. Let's just see how that looks on the back end. Heatwave loops, it's just another music feature. Okay, yeah, it could also connect to physical. This is probably the store connection, and then album. Oh, because I made it an album. Okay, so I made this a music album. So then you're actually able to, I gave an option to email basically all at the same time, like all of them. See, click download album below to easily email the loops, which is this right here. So that's a music album. Scrolling down through this list. So now you know kind of the nuts and bolts of how that all happened. And now down here, right past the end of the global heat wave, probably looks like Amazon advertisement. This is an advertisement probably from Google. And then here's Amazon. Here's another feature on the right side. Giddy up and come aboard. It's a mailing list feature. If you just want to manually enter in and sign up, I'll show you how that works over here. Back, we're still on free beats and free downloads. And real quick, how I mentioned, it was even, sorry to backtrack for a second here, but this is that basically formatting a page. So this and this are even on the page, and there's not like a sidebar. This is actually a title. This depends on the theme of your site and whatnot. You probably already noticed this already, just didn't know how it was formatted. Like, why is this 108 free beats, this cap stuff? This is called a title. And this will look different depending on your theme, because there's like hundreds of themes and text. This just happens to be the one I was on. So it makes titles look like that. Which was, this little capital T is like a title feature basically. Alright, so back to the mailing list part, which was down here, and also all the ads. So let's go, I'll show you the back end from like here on down. Zone shots down. So yeah, here it was. I mean, I did HTML code right under that for Amazon. Then I did a Google HTML code. And then there's one more, it looks like Amazon. Mailing list sign up. Here's the back end of what you just saw about Giddy Up and Come Aboard. Okay, so I have some organization on here. So this is just an option. You didn't have to check this regardless. But I was starting to figure out where people are coming from and why and how. So some of these I have set up. So if they were to type it in, it sends them to here, like how they got there. Display Giddy Up and Come Aboard. I have different messages all over the website, just to get away from the standard, join the mailing list for the latest news and updates, which does work in some situations. I'm not knocking that. It could work all the time. I just put a little more personality on here. Giddy Up and Come Aboard. Sign your John Hancock, blah, 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 blah. Don't copy me, though. Thank you. So there's that. What else we got going on here? Looks like there was the book again. I mean, this is way at the bottom of the site. It's like some of my sites. That's actually a feature. I'll show you real quick in the book. So we got to go over this and this. Still on the free beats page. Yeah. The book, I just used an image feature again, linked it to the external site. Mailing list you just saw. Now my sites. Oh. Yeah, you can add however many you want really. See, add a new site. Then I filled these in. And then you can say if you want it colored, big, or not. It looks pretty lame right now when it's gray. So let me see. Oh, I probably did that because it was just smaller. I kind of wish that was in color, but for now I'm going here. Saved it on the back end. When I refresh, this will be color now. Or just hit return again. Yep, that actually looks better too. It's all on one line. So that's a good real world example. Real world, that's a tongue twister for you. YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and then the Amazon book. Those are like the four main things I'm into online. Obviously, I'm not much of a tweeter or Instagrammy. So it looks like there's one more ad down here. It's probably just HTML or text feature. I mean, what else would it be? Yeah. It's taking up the whole thing though, even though it's only on the right. Oh, I think that's it's Google, but it's like responsive to your site. So it kind of changes all hours of the day just based on who's coming to it and whatnot. So that's cool. Site-wide player, that is the instinct retrieval, which we did touch on earlier. And so now this, since we're here, I'm gonna have to jump a little globally because yes, Bandzoogle offers a footer, which is all that. So here's my Beat site, which I'm already on. Global Heatwave is a link. FL Studio Training is a link. FL Studio Cookbook, back to the Amazon book. And then anyone that wants to contact me for advertising inquiries or just contact, it's just nice to have it on your footer, that's all. So back to content. So here's all my pages. I'm gonna scroll down here. I'm like, this is like, I'm on edit. Am I on edit content? Yeah, I'm still on edit content. Okay, now it went back to like the main page, but all good here. So if I scroll all the way down, here's where they have their site-wide settings. This is pretty cool. Since I'm talking about it, let's just go through all of it. Alright, site profile. This is like kind of just for Bandzoogle. When you meet other people in the forum, like through Bandzoogle's forum, you can say like what you're about. I don't think this really affects much besides knowing when people replied and whatnot, because you can set your time zone and you can do your optional image if you wanted to. Site icon, that comes up right here where I'm circling this little square next to Freebeats, or next to any page really, like in your browser. It's the site icon. So that's easy to do. Footer text, what I was just talking about. So footer text is like the text feature. Here's that 15% again, and here's that same image. 15% off first year, same thing. I link this to a page. Site map. This helps Google crawl your site. I think I verified this at one point, but be careful. I mean, some of this stuff gets a little higher end in regard to like just knowing how websites work and whatnot. I'm not actually a website designer. I mean, obviously that's why I'm using Bandzoogle, but I know a little bit, maybe just enough to be dangerous. Payment settings, you've seen that before. It was because we were on like the payment settings of a different feature, but this is site-wide. Headers and meta tag. Yeah, warning, this is advanced feature. I think I did this at one point. I'm not sure if it's legit. But anyways, the option is there. Obviously, this will help Google crawl your site even more. Great option. I think I might have already done that. I can't exactly remember. So there we go. I mean, that was the whole Free Beats page, basically. Back to homepage. You see all these right here in color. I actually set these all up kind of just to say, hey, I'm a friendly site. I'm linking to cool things. Like, I know SEO doesn't really care much about backlinks anymore. I mean, we're July 2017, but I think it can't hurt. I mean, so what are all these colored sites which link you to my other sites, basically? You know, just my sites again. You've already seen this, but I'm gonna show you why are there so many icons, because I had to add each one. SoundCloud, this, that, CD Baby. On and on and on and on. What is this all about? Only says Sean Friedman. Oh, Dat Piff. Okay. Oh yeah, look, it made. Okay. All right, so they made that a little more user friendly, where it's like they do it for you basically. I didn't really have to put the Dat Piff, or I can't really remember. Long story short, Bandzoogle made it easy for me. So still on the home page. So look, looks like it has 1, 2, 3. You know, immediate music love. You know, I just did this so right when people get to the site, they kind of see originals, remixes, and covers. So let me go on the home page, which I'm already on. This back button will get me right there. Okay. Yes, sir. See this three column? 1, 2, 3. So I did a text feature and then music. Text feature, music. Text feature, music. These images. So once they're done, you know, wait, I want to see all the remixes. Take me to the licensing store, or take me to Lyrical Covers. These were made in Photoshop by yours truly. Obviously, you want to have nice looking buttons. I think those are decent for just getting involved with Photoshop. Much better than MS Paint, if one were to want to use MS Paint. Don't do it! Alright, Lyrical Covers. So this is linking to covers, remixes, licensing store. So it's an image feature for Lyrical Covers. So just to refresh your memory, how does that work? So this one I linked to one of my pages because it's a Lyrical Cover remix. And I probably didn't open up a new page because if they're on my website, I don't really need to go external page, only in some situations. But let's see, Lyrical Covers. Yeah, it opened up on the same. It did not open up in a new window. That's what I was getting at. So unbelievablebeats.com. Now I'm on Lyrical Covers. Same idea as Free Beats page. I embedded. Looks like I think I embedded. We'll see what kind of feature this is. An actual playlist, because I have, you know, the same thing you see on the site. I mean, basically, I have a playlist for remixes, I have a playlist for covers, and I have a playlist for originals. You know, if you were to click this, you know, it takes you to the whole Lyrical Cover playlist. You know, exactly what it said. Kind of just connecting users and just making everything friendly is all. You could play it from right here. Let's try that. Yep.
When your legs don't work like they used to before.
There's my Ed Sheeran Lyrical Cover. So let's go to Lyrical Covers in the nuts and bolts area. Lyrical Cover remixes is this page. Alright. I'm on it. We are going to talk about this on this page. Edit title and settings, because I know I mentioned I would. So, Lyrical Cover YouTube playlist, 15 plus videos is text. Next was HTML code feature. Looks like I went with. So I can paste in scripts, embed tags, and CSS. You can preview it down here in the bottom because it previews it for you. And then it just appears on your site. I did it like this on purpose, so it's smaller because I made it that way through, you know, this. I already knew this was just a little sidebar, so just take that into account, like how your display looks mixed with the sizes. It's like all interrelated, but there was nothing that was that hard about that because it already was constricted by this basically. What else is on Lyrical Covers? Okay, bridge the gap. So this is the mailing list sign up area. Quote form. Okay, yeah, I used this quote because I was still working with Bandzoogle on our own special promo that is offered to you. Yes, you, the person listening to this. 15% off your first year is right here again. And then this is me, obviously. I like Bandzoogle because you've been listening to this video. I commend bandzoogle.com for an exceptional website template. I've used them for over 10 years. Sean Friedman. And then this links to that special offer again. Just because I was able to use another link to show you how that worked. There's the mailing list. Here's the quote feature. Quote, they put the quotes there for you. I put it there. Source, Sean Friedman. Source, link. See, they always make a lot of links, so I use them. On the left side of the page, we reviewed this already, but this is the music feature again. And I'm not sure if how I worked that out in regards to downloading the tracks. But as I'm scrolling down, you can find out just by checking it out. Okay, I only wanted to email for Colby because I probably held that track in high esteem. So I'm like, all right, I need your email for that one. Because actually, for covers, yeah, I don't have the right to actually sell these. So a little slippery slope with the covers. What else we got on here? Oh yeah, this is just more text, more kind of unique words. I did work with this. I worked with this on a friend again. That was kind of helping me kind of say what I did. I came up with some of this as well. It was a mixed collaboration. There's the book link again. This is a Google advertisement. Here's my sites again, the one that looks bad. I could change that, but I don't need to waste your time anymore. You've seen how I turned that into color a couple minutes ago. Looks like a Google ad. And these are, I did this on some pages. It just references like software I've used throughout the years and whatnot. Just a couple gear related links because I could use links, so it is working with Amazon yet again. But put it on the bottom of the page. Excuse me. Alright, so what else are we doing? I said we're going to go into title and settings. So on every single page, you have title and settings. Let's look at free beats. Let's look at the free beats again. Edit title and settings. Let's see how this works out. Okay, it's a sub page like we talked about way back early. Free beats and free downloads. See, it's a sub page of music. That's why there's a drop down. Sub page of music. Published. Now, you could edit your title. I mean, this is big right here. Just the title of your page, obviously. It's big. It's big. But when I clicked advanced, I got all these other options under published over here. Here we go. Restrictions, SEO options. So sometimes I use automatically generate from the content. Other times you have a custom SEO option for every page. So I put this in there. And then page name. Let's go to the page actually. Because I think when you hover over this tab, there it is. Original beats for free download and free loops is because I put that in here. You can just cancel or save that. I didn't really change anything, doesn't matter. Automatically use the custom way, or keep as is and then make a change and then see how it works for about a month or 2 months. Website is always should be changing and adjusting with the times. And Bandzoogle makes that easy to do. Lyrical cover remixes. I'm gonna go into let's see what I did here on this title and settings one. Subpage of music, published, advanced settings. Oh, custom. Okay, I did another custom. Artfully deconstruct and preserve elements, flipping samples into new beats and covers. Alright, that could probably be worded a little better, but yeah, I worked on this one with my friend. We were trying to figure out, wait, what is a cover? Wait, well, how do I explain my covers? I wonder if I ever let them just do it their way. Let's go to my licensing store. I did custom again. Oh, this is like, my custom is sometimes the same as before. Okay. So yeah, I could take another look at that and see exactly what I want to put on. But it's performing pretty well. As I already kind of mentioned, if I type in free beats, here I am. I'm second. I think I'm second right now in the world. So pretty cool. So back to beats and instrumentals. For Bandzoogle, you could put PayPal buttons pretty easily for kind of like the external way for having someone purchase something. You could also do it included, as you've already seen. You could just specify 99 cents per download, and you could also set up PayPal for like a store. So let's see where we're at here. Could probably go into the store real quick. We've seen most of this stuff. You know, music, since it is a main page, you know, people will click that just because they're looking for music. I mean, of course, how would someone not just click music? So since I know they're going to do that, I made a music page that kind of says, here's the 5 main sections. You got a Google ad, got an Amazon ad, you got some Amazon stuff there, you got all the links to my sites, and you got the offer. It's just a music page, but I said, you know, here's where to go, basically. These could be better icons, it could be anything you want. Apparel, ear to the earth. So you could set up a store and then basically maybe some kind of side area where you could link the products like you've seen on like major retailers. For now, I have a decent setup right now because I don't have that many products. I only have like 4 shirts that I'm starting with. But as you can see, this is the store feature, and let's just do that. Nuts and bolts, apparel. So here's the main page. So ear to the earth t-shirt, here's the nuts and bolts, here's the actual site. Text, photo gallery, and store. So here's text right up here. There is a line break, that's part of the text feature from Bandzoogle. And this I worked out for, it's a photo gallery. Let me get off that, it should keep changing. Yeah, it's going through each. I worked it out so basically it cycles through each one offered. Once it's there, it's there. So size and color is just part of the store. This is also part of Bandzoogle, makes it easy to work with PayPal. And the shipping settings could be different for your store than it is on different buttons perhaps. You know, I'm a case where I actually had to work that out, but yes, it is possible. Basically on my licensing page there's no shipping, but on this page there's shipping, and you actually work that out in your PayPal area. So you have to just get comfortable with Bandzoogle and PayPal combined. So this is the store feature. It's only on the right side of the page right here. Let me go back. So there's the slideshow. You didn't see a photo gallery really yet as far as the whole nuts and bolts, so let me go on here. Okay, this is the gallery. I added all these and I can move them. I could move this over if I wanted to, but I don't because it's already in the right order. settings. You have a lot of options here actually. It doesn't have to be a slideshow. It could be tiled or grid. The slide, does it go every second or every 2 seconds or more? Or disabled or manually advance only? Transition of a slideshow. And transition type. So that's pretty cool. Bandzoogle makes this pretty easy. Now you haven't seen this yet. This is the store. Sell products and file downloads. So it is file downloads again, potentially that you're selling. You know, so we kind of working that out between what's music and what's a store. Sell products and file downloads, commission free, credit card or PayPal. So yeah, downloadable music, use music feature. Downloadable anything else, use store feature. Display my whole store in a list or grid. Discount codes, transactions, email. Sort of the same settings we looked at very early on, but here's your global settings for your store basically. I haven't clicked on the actual product yet for all the other options. Use drop down above to select size and color. I wrote that in there. I wanted to mention the size and color. Bandzoogle also offers as many variations as you want basically. Let me get into the Ear to the Earth store. You have a regular price option. You could say on sale if you want to. Use drop down to select size and color. Status available. You could change the image if you wanted to. You can track inventory if you wanted to. Oh, I see. This added a little inventory button over here. I don't use that because I custom make every single tee anyways. So yeah, I did need to list the variations. So that's how it worked out. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom here. You can manage the options of size and color, or if you wanted to do more, or just a different variation, you can do that in here. This particular store, I use my PayPal shipping settings because I have to ship, you know, internationally or Canada or this and that, and you're able to do that through PayPal. And obviously right here, I can use what I set up in PayPal. I can set it up myself. This is like charge shipping in Bandzoogle, or don't. So depending on your business needs, you obviously will have to work all that out with what you're selling, how you're selling, and your shipping techniques. So Ear to the Earth, I mean, that was pretty straightforward. This is all text. Looks like I use a bullet. Here's something good. View sizing chart. Now I think I linked this as a text link to a file, to my own PDF, or possibly to a file. Let's take a look. View sizing chart. It's in a text, but here's actually what happens. Bam! So it opened up in a new window, and there's my sizing chart. So how do I set that up? I'm going back. I'm on Ear to the Earth shirt. Let's take a quick peek right here. Yeah, see, on this SEO, automatically generated. I just was making sure. I know I didn't use custom all the time. Sorry to went on a slight tangent there, but that was bothering me from early on. So there's a bunch of text stuff. Store, then text, and this text, I'll show you what that is on the bottom here. Shirt fit guide. The three texts you just saw on the bottom there was this, and this. I put a line underneath each one to make it look a little okay. Obviously I have 4 products, and the store will get a little more tweaked out as I move about. Here's the link I wanted to show you. I think, yep, because view sizing chart. Here it was, and it's linking to a JPEG file. So yes, I could tell by right there. I don't want to click on anything in here because it's already all set up, but that's the option for linking to a file, to one of my files, and then I just picked where my file is. What else we got going on here? Text, text, text. I told you I did, see this is in thirds again. Advanced toolbar gave me the option for that little line, which was right here. Insert horizontal line, already did all that. Takes up the whole page there, but you already know it's in thirds, so the line will be in thirds too. Customers also bought. I just have these linking to the 16 bar shirt and how do you measure up area. I wonder what kind of feature this is though. Let's take a quick look. 2 images. So I evened out the spacing, put 2 images, and linked them. I mean, this is obviously going to link to my own page. It's going to be 16 bars. Link type, one of my own pages, and then since you select one of your own pages, then it lists all of your own pages. So pretty turnkey system. Back on the front end, we've seen this already. This is just the footer, global footer, and the special deal. If I click 16 bars, it's going to take me to 16 bars. I did do a quick video on this. Just to kind of show my body, like 6 feet. I don't know how many pounds I said I was in there, maybe around 165 or 170, but just to get an idea, that was a large one. This is same thing, same concept as Eater of the Earth, but I had to set up a new slideshow, and I had to work this out again. Sizing chart, same thing. Alright, so let's go back to the control panel. I think we've seen most of the pages. You can set up a guest book, pretty self-explanatory. Photo gallery I have on there. Contact us, I use that contact form we talked about briefly in the very beginning. Name, email, message. This will send to me. I'd probably just put some other text features down here with some links. Blog is on there. So we've basically seen, even though we didn't go to every page, most of the things you'll see on each page we've talked about, with adding HTML or text or links or images or store, on and on and on. So now let's go to edit content. I know I talked about we're going to just go over a couple more things, including the mailing list and also edit theme. Let's look at edit theme right now. This is pretty big for Bandzoogle. I'll also take you into the community. But you can change themes with literally a click of a button, and then it changes basically like the title and text and the layout of your site. I mean, not completely the layout, I don't want to scare you, but basically you can change your theme pretty easily, and Bandzoogle is always coming up with new themes, and etc, etc, etc. It's taking a second to load here because it's I'm not sure about my internet connection because I'm actually at the library. A little side note there. But here we go. When I said edit theme, there's just so much to do here, like moving stuff around and padding and margins and spacing, image filter, custom. I mean, look at this. I'm just going to show you this. I can't go into this because you've seen most of the features and functions of Bandzoogle. This is more cosmetics, so you could imagine they have a lot of different tweaking abilities here. Header height, diagonal elements, photo dust overlay, which is that little dust looking like is on there. I got my text. See, I can if I typed in abilities.com, Sean Friedman. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to work out, obviously, but just an example. It shows in real time. Title font, title color, the diamond color. That's just like this little diamond thing. The alignment. Then you got into your menu. When you hover over it, the color. You could change that up a little bit. but I think I picked all their defaults just to start. So it looks like it has a blue line under there, and this turns blue. Mobile font color, menu font, page, your background color, your content, your links, your titles, your heading, your accent elements, your buttons, the shapes, the style, site-wide music player, background button, text is white, and then customize CSS. This is obviously high level. I don't usually go into CVS too much, but seeing the theme here, and here's another major thing. I know people tablet preview, and you got a mobile preview. So Bandzoogle, they make it pretty turnkey for mobilizing. I know mobilizing websites been absolutely huge about the past 2 years about, but now since they've seen all the statistics for people on their tablets or mobile, Bandzoogle is bringing more features. It's automatically optimized for mobile actually, but you can obviously take other steps and do more research on that. So there's some edit theme, view themes, which is up here. I didn't even click on this yet. Plus you got feedback and demo video that probably explains how to use it. So I mean, as you've seen by now, I think you've seen that Bandzoogle's, even though I haven't shown you the support part yet, they're very helpful. So all themes, and you can do basically by genre, or not genre, but basically of like the type of creative you are, rock, folk, or jazz, singer-songwriter, classical, urban, and hip-hop. Let me just click on that real quick. You know, they try to cookie cutter you, but of course they know everyone has their own opinion, so it's like, I don't want to label, you know, I think there's actually a category for that. Urban and hip-hop. These look pretty cool. So I haven't even looked through these, but it would be a good idea to look through them. EDM. You know, and this is just a starting point. Yours will look just a tiny bit different usually. I mean, it's 95% of what yours will look like, but of course you can change, you know, it's like a starting block for a template, because then you can change the colors. Obviously you have your own pictures, and you can move stuff around as you've already seen. Alright, so back to design editor. I'm just clicking back on this little button. It's going to give me, oh, there we go. And that's basically the edit theme part. You just can change a theme. If I was to click something different, it would have changed like everything. Like all this would have went to their template, and then you can adjust from there. But it changes the theme pretty nicely for you. Content you've seen, that's like where I was all the time. Back to the home page. This is a little bit about the community stuff, but again, I didn't want to share emails because I think there's some personal stuff written about there. So let's click on mailing list. So I mentioned this early on about, you know, requiring an email address or having them sign in, or however you want to obtain mailing email addresses. So you can do campaigns through Bandzoogle, yes, through their own basically email servers. You have to be careful with only emailing people that have signed up, obviously through your site, because they take that pretty seriously. Just a small little note there, because you are using their servers, and there's legal rules for sending emails actually, so you have to be somewhat mindful of that. I don't do this every week or every 2 weeks. That's my own personal little side note. I know I should get more into emailing. Obviously you can see the dates I've sent out, but they have statistics for you, which is amazing. I mean, people reading my email don't know this exists, but some of these programs could be pretty costly to track links and everything in your email, which I'm about to show you. Bandzoogle shows how many people opened it, how many people unsubscribed, and then how many people clicked each link you have in your body. So let's go to the most recent one, 13%. Over 2,700 people opened the email. I'm a stickler for that. I know you didn't necessarily read it. They opened the email, 2,700 people, that's 13%. It's not bad for an open rate. Again, this is a different conversation. These are pretty good open rates over there. But let's go into the latest one, which is Friday, June 2nd, about a month ago. Salutations and what's crack-a-lackin'. Yep, when you control your own life, you can do emails however you want to. I'm not saying that's good or bad with what I wrote. I'm saying you have control, which is worth its weight in gold. Here, I can view the report for everyone who clicked. So existing or living, let's see what I did here. Okay, I sent them to YouTube for this one because I'm looking in this left-hand corner when you hover. Actions speak louder than words, YouTube. Chloe, can I take you out, YouTube? Lyrical cover, YouTube is right there. Ear to the Earth t-shirt, which we actually went over today, is down there. And then just say, thank you. Linking to the site, linking to Amazon, linking to the YouTube actual just channel. I want to get into more YouTube actually. And then they keep the unsubscribe button for anyone that just wants to unsubscribe. And now I'm going to view reports. Here was my subject line, by the way. It was on the other page as well. So 86 pressed unsubscribe. It's pretty accurate. This is some. Zoom in a little bit. So that first link. So if I click details, it shows every email. It shows the name of. It shows every email address with who clicked it, which is pretty awesome. And it shows what day and who clicked your links. I'm not going to go into this because it's personal information for people of members of my site, but that's pretty awesome. So again, you have the whole management of a mailing list, manage members. You have all this stuff too. So I told you I'm starting to get more organized with where they came from. So that was on there. You can export your mailing list, import people, add member manually, so on and so forth. I started with some templates as far as a template of an email, of starting an email, like an email template for like what it looks like. This was obviously just one song came out called Stroke of the Stratosphere. So I think we use that. When I use this little banner, I just called it header UB. So if I click new email, then I can select the other templates if one were to do that. Here we go. Start with new template or start with blank page. I'm sorry, start with template or blank page. So if I was here, I could reuse it basically. So the template in this scenario, it was actually only this. And I just saved it. Maybe just to have it for record keeping as well. I don't know. I'm not sure why I had to save that one, but and then your email body, you have all the text tools, and you can link things. Obviously, you just saw the other email. I was linking all over the place, mostly to YouTube. You could attach a free download if you want to. Subject line is crucial, or how they're gonna if they're gonna actually read it. Bandzoogle rundown. This is what I'm doing right now. Attach a free download if you want to, and you can schedule it out. Hello there. I have some amazing news for you. Stay tuned. Go back and choose style. That's you can change your template again if you change your mind. I'm going to preview email just to show you how this works a little bit. Look, it says from Unbelievable Beats, and then it says Sean Freeman. Subject, oh, that's automatically in there, I think, because I only wrote Bandzoogle rundown. I think that's included automatically for you. Hello there. Then you can send a preview just to myself, then send it, or you could actually edit the body of the email yet again. So it gives you checks and balances basically to make sure the email is going to be okay. Choose recipients. I can't send this out, or it would be pretty bad, right? I have some amazing news for you. Stay tuned. So it's sending to everybody. You have an option to only send to some people. Defaulted for everybody. And then obviously important notes. You got to be it's not necessarily a limit. It's like their servers I kind of mentioned, like Bandzoogle's own email servers. They don't want to get overloaded. So sometimes it might send everything one day and then like the next morning it'll finish it out or something of that nature. You could actually schedule. So this is when you're almost done. Send now, save it as a draft, and then or you can schedule a time. That's pretty damn awesome. Crafting an email. I want to send it next Tuesday, to send out next Tuesday at 10 a.m. and it'll do that. And as I mentioned to you, you have to read their terms and conditions for how to handle their email system, and it's got to, you certify it's not unsolicited. So I'm not doing anything with that. That was just to show you the nuts and bolts. Pretty cool mailing feature. Plus with sorting the people, there's a little more management techniques, but again, I didn't want to show you just because I can't really show you personal emails of people that are on my site. Not scheduled. Good. I'm clicking X. Here's a real world example of me in my back end Bandzoogle. Good. Yeah, I'm sure. Bye bye. Okay. Reports. We went over community. This is like support from other Bandzoogle people from all around the world. Obviously, you've seen similar things in other forums. Feedback, suggestions, tips and tricks, open mic, web critique, gear, performing, music production, classified section. That's pretty cool. There's my own account. Email, I'm not sure if I use this. Oh, that's something different. For like an email type of client type of thing. I don't use that. I just use through my Gmail. It's available though if you want to set up email with these with this information you're seeing right there. Sometimes they have a live chats available on help. Oh yeah, it's right here. So if I was to click live support chat, a real friendly person, I think they're in Canada, but I know some work remotely, but regardless, they're still friendly. The common denominator is a friendly person would be in live support chat when that button's there. Or just, you know, you've seen help sections before. Help history, this is some of the stuff I was into. Some stuff there. Get out of that. And looks like you can add a new website. I mean, if you had two through Bandzoogle, you can view site here. But obviously, you've seen I kind of just keep the front end on the next tab, or I can keep refreshing. And if I was changing stuff back and forth, and that should be it. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, you've seen how powerful Bandzoogle is. And again, Sean Friedman, unbelievablebeats.com. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and good luck with selling your music or whatever you're selling, and good luck with everything that you do. Thank you.